Is it raining? No. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I see a lot of neighbors. Welcome. Welcome to the August 8th general meeting of the LPOA. If you thought the July meeting was a really big shoe, this is an even bigger shoe. So here we go. I would like to call the meeting to order and invite our good friend and LPOA member Larry Kissabeth to come and offer the opening prayer.
Good morning. Let us be in a spirit of prayer. Summer is passing quickly. As August begins, we cherish summer's gifts. Fresh fruits and vegetables, flowers in full bloom, and the green beauty all around us. God, we thank you for the wonder of your creation, for the blessing of Lakeside Chautauqua. What a gift you have given us. Today we elect new members to our LPOA Board of Trustees. We thank you for the dedication and countless hours of service our current leaders have given and continue to give to this organization. Please guide and direct those elected as they commit to representing all homeowners and remaining faithful to our mission of listening, protecting, organizing, and advancing the Lakeside Property Owners Association. Gracious God, we give you thanks for the gifts of summer and for the blessings of Lakeside. We are grateful for the many people who in varied roles offer their vision, dedication, and service to sustain Lakeside Chautauqua and uphold the importance of its mission. Guide us, direct us, and lead us faithfully in your way, and the people say, Amen.
Thank you, Larry. At this time, I'd like to welcome some special guests. First of all, we have our president and CEO of Lakeside. Charles is here, and he will come and say hello to us from the microphone in a few minutes. I'd also like to welcome and recognize any members of the Lakeside Association Board who are in attendance today. If you wave your hand, let us know you're here. Thank you for attending. Thank you for the wonderful meeting we had yesterday. It was it was a meeting that was open to the public, and it was a very well-run meeting, and it's always an honor to be part of that board of directors. I'd like to also welcome special guests. Anyone here today a new property owner? If you're a new property owner, could you please stand? And do we have a microphone? I'm going to bring the microphone to you so that you can introduce yourself, so we know where your cottage is and what your names are.
Well, we're Chuck and Mary Ring, and we're in the campground at a permanent spot 47. You're all welcome to come up and say hi. And we're from Powell, Ohio.
Thank you, Chuck and Mary. I was really blessed to be with you at breakfast a few days ago, so I'm really nice that you're here today. A couple announcements to report. As of August 1st, our Sergeant-at-Arms, Carol Robertson, has resigned her position from the LPOA Executive Committee. That left 2 officer positions vacant on our Executive Committee. It was important to have an election this weekend, which was already in progress. So I made the appointment of Lynn Hudson, who is walking down with the revered ballot box. Make no mistake, that says ballot box, it's a big box. I have appointed Lynn Hudson to fill the empty position of Vice President of LPOA so that she can assume the duties that are required today by a Sergeant-at-Arms. That appointment was confirmed by the executive committee at a special meeting last Sunday night. I have no further special announcements or anything. Let's get this party started. Sure, let's do that. That is a really happy piece of news. Light Up Lakeside. Is Frank Jane here today? Stand up, Frank. Frank Jane came to me in early spring and said, Mary Ann, I miss Light Up Lakeside. What can we do about that? Can we ask the LPOA to bring back Light Up Lakeside? And I said, I will. I'm with you on that. Let's see if we can light up Lakeside. And boy, oh boy, did we. It was really fun. I hear there were root beer floats on the 500 block of Maple again. Is that correct? How many people had a Light Up Lakeside root beer float? And if there were ever awards given for Light Up Lakeside, I think the 500 block of Maple would win hands down. And whatever lights there were anywhere in Lakeside, they were a contribution to the huge celebratory nature. It's one more way that all property owners celebrate the fact that we are proudly a part of this special community. And I thank you all for participating. I hope it's the new renaissance of Light Up Lakeside. And thank you, Frank, for suggesting that we get it started. Now to the next amendment, to the next agenda item, we go to our Sergeant at Arms. We go to Charles is next, sure. Okay, Charles, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. When I think about Lakeside, there's a lot of things that come to mind. But one of the things that I hope we all hold on to is a sense of gratitude and gratefulness. Gratitude and gratefulness that we all get to experience something that a lot of people don't get to experience. We get to experience community. We get to experience different people with different belief systems, different backgrounds. And we're not always going to think the same, act the same, but we get to all merge here together and call this wonderful place home for the summer, and some of us all year. And that sense of gratitude should stay with us. Doesn't mean that we're not going to have differences. It doesn't mean that you're going to like every decision that is made. But when you realize what we're blessed with, even in spite of those differences and in spite of those moments where we disagree, we still got to remain grateful. And so I hope that this summer has been a great summer for each and every one of you. I hope this summer has been a blessed summer. And I hope this summer has been a learning summer, because that's what this community is really about, lifelong learning and rooting ourselves in the principles and the values that have shaped our country for 250 years. And so today I just want to remind us how blessed we are, how blessed we get to stand and be in this wonderful place. And because of that blessing, we get to enjoy so much, like donuts, ice cream, and pickleball. And so I want to say we had a great board meeting yesterday, and I will have a community report out here within the next few days, over the next week. And so, which will be a part of Gwen's community report as well, and embedded in that will be the overall report that we, a reduced version of the overall report we share with the board. And so I hope you find that to be beneficial. We have our upcoming financial forum, which Sam and Greg, our finance committee chair, is working on to make sure it's a great presentation and that you have the information that you need to, and that will continue to help build trust in our management. The other thing I want us to, I want to say thank you to our community, and I won't name names, but we've had some wonderful people to step up that our fall concert, which is our bonus weekend, has, I wanted it to be a true bonus weekend. I wanted to just be a gift from Lakeside to all of you, but also to invite the public in to see and experience Lakeside for a day, but also experience a worship experience that will be, I believe, will be life-changing for so many. Now, not everybody believes the same, but our foundation of who we are is that we are here to improve the quality of life of all people, and we do that, and we have believed that for over 150 years, that is done also through the gospel of Jesus Christ. And those values stay true to us, and I believe that we can be who we are without discriminating against anybody else. I believe we can be hold true to our values with fidelity without denying anybody access to what Lakeside offers. That must be God calling. Oh, it's just Ron. Okay, all right. And so invite your churches, invite your family and your friends out. It's going to be a great weekend, and we just want to say thank you to all of those who stepped up to have this opportunity for us to share our foundation with the rest of our community around us. And I think it's going to be a great worship experience. Those evenings, yes. Though at both concerts, we will do a free will offering. That offering will go to children and youth ministries here at Lakeside. I want to ensure that God Squad, Middle Grade Madness, the Underground, our teens ministry, and I really do hope that we could even see a surgeon in our college ministry over the course of these next few years, really back at the forefront of Lakeside, because that means so much to the foundation of our children and our families. And so also we have met with a few people, and we hope to start an endowment also for our children and youth ministries to make sure they are supported well beyond our time. This is Lakeside. And if you look at the world around us, you will understand why we need to protect and make sure this foundation and our values are truly protected and truly supported and truly funded. And without you, we can't do that. So I want to say thank you to those who did step up, and I just want you to know that I believe God Squad, Middle Grade Madness, Underground, and our college ministries will resurge and be the best and world class for lifetimes to come. This is big. The mission of Lakeside is bigger than me, it's bigger than you, and it's bigger than anything, any one person. It's bigger than our ideals, our wants. And when we think about some of the things that we get a little irritated about or upset about, when you realize these are just first world problems, there are people who are struggling, there are families who are struggling, and I hardly ever end a meeting, whether it's with a donor or a community member, without asking them, how can I pray for you? And most often that's a big shock for people to hear that question. And I realize, how can we be in a community that says we believe in improving the quality of life of all people and not take the time to pray for those who are sitting next to us? And so let's continue to be the community that God is proud of. Let's lift up the values, and let's be the true Lakeside. Thank you.
Charles, I cannot describe the honor it has been for me as president of the LPOA to maintain and grow a strong relationship with you. It is so important for LPOA and the Lakeside administration to walk together in unison. And you have allowed our relationship to develop in that area. You are so respectful of my position as president of the LPOA. And I just want to thank you publicly and just acknowledge that journey that we have been on since I've been president. I know you and I and our spouses are going to be lifelong friends. We already are. And I just really appreciate having had you as a person to advocate to from the LPOA. Thank you very much. Okay, now we go on to voting. This is our newly appointed Vice President, Lynn Hudson, who has taken on the duties of the Sergeant at Arms. Thank you, Lynn, for all you've done this week. It's been a fast move. And thank you for all the executive committee members who have worked together to get this election happening. Thanks.
Okay, we are holding 2 elections today. If you still have ballots, you'll have an opportunity shortly to turn them in. The first ballot is the election of officers and trustees. This election is historic, really, because it's the first time members have been able to vote without being physically present. And we did have 23 ballots that were received by mail. Next year, electronic voting should be available too, which will make voter participation even more convenient. Today's election is notable for another reason. It's likely to further transform LPOA leadership to make us even stronger advocates and working partners with the Lakeside Board and the association. This process, you know, has been evolving for several years, and it did get off to kind of a rocky start, but more and more Lakesiders are coming to appreciate its benefits. The main election event is determining our new LPOA officers and trustees, and to connect names with faces, I'd like the candidates to stand as their names are called. That will not include the candidate for president, Lori Schweitzer, because she's in Florida, and she sends her regrets. And I learned this morning that Roger Gilchrist won't be here either. But our candidates for Sergeant at Arms, Ginger O'Malley. Ginger, would you stand, please? She's in the back. She will take office in November. And we have 3 candidates for the 2 trustee positions. Todd Bundy. Todd, would you stand? Thank you. Bruce Hall. And Rob McFarland. Is Rob here? Rob is missing too. They won't be missing soon because they'll have responsibilities. Okay, I want to recap the voting procedures. You received 2 ballots this morning when you registered. The white ballot is the election ballot. If you did not complete it and drop it in the ballot box on your way in, you're going to be able to turn it in on your way out, or a couple of our board members are going to be walking around and you can drop in, you can give it to them. If you came in too late to register, I'm going to keep voting open until the end of the meeting, but you will need to see me at the end of the meeting because we have to register you before we can accept your vote. Okay? The second ballot, the green ballot, describes a proposal to amend Article 7 of the LPOA bylaws. Some of you already understood this when you walked in, and I let you put your green ballots in the ballot box because you understood it. But we really can't count those votes until we adopt this, you adopt this amendment. Okay. Here's the way it works. Currently, and in fact, the bylaws that we passed recently, most LPOA officers and trustees are going to be elected today, but they're going to take office in November. But the newly elected LPOA president and LPO representatives to the Lakeside Association Board, if they are new people, do not begin their terms until the following April, that is April of 2027. Now that made sense because that's when the association board onboards their new members. But, the eternal but, right? This year we had an interesting and unique, maybe unique, we don't know for sure, set of circumstances. Our 2 LPOA board reps, Brett and Mike, are continuing on both boards. But our new president, and she's running opposed, so we know who that is, that's Lori Schweitzer, is not scheduled to begin serving on either board until April, 8 months after we elect her. The current LPOA Executive Committee believes our organization would be better served if our new president begins her term at the same time as all the other new people, so they can begin working on an agenda, get to know one another, and do planning. But this can't happen now without an amendment to the bylaws, and that's what that green slip of paper is about. So we're going to ask you to amend the bylaws, at least for this year. This could never happen, might never happen again, we don't know. So we're going to give an opportunity for the bylaws committee at some point in the future to recommend, if it's good for us, to change it to a permanent change. But for now, we're only talking about this year, a one-time amendment. So it is the unanimous recommendation of the current LPOA Executive Committee that all LPOA members approve a one-time amendment to Article 7 of the bylaws to allow the newly elected president's term to begin on November 1st, 2026, rather than April. The exact wording of that motion is on the green ballot you were given when you entered this morning. And what I need now is a motion to adopt this amendment from the floor and a second, and then we can open it up for discussion. Is there a motion from the floor? Sally? Okay, thank you. Sally moves the motion. Is there a second, George? Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we accept the motion. Is there discussion? Notice yes. We have, well, we have a quorum, okay? The quorum is 50, and it's a 1 year, a motion that only changes things for 1 year. That's the question is, did the people who mailed in their ballots have an opportunity to vote on this? And the answer is no.
Why not?
Because it just came up. Ron, you want to come and join me? Pardon? Go ahead, Ron.
I served on the bylaws committee, and I stand to be corrected if my memory is wrong, but I believe we amended the bylaws to provide for absentee voting only for officers and trustees.
So that was by your choice of the committee.
Okay, other questions? Yes, I don't know if I've answered your question.
Well, the second one was, do you only need a quorum from the people that are in attendance at a meeting for a bylaw change? According to Robert's Rules of Order?
I don't know the answer to that. Ron, do you?
Again, I stand corrected if our bylaws say differently, but as we voted for the bylaws in May, we used the quorum which was established by those who were in attendance, and which is 50. And I think that quorum requirement is the same for all actions by the Lpoa. 50 members. Yeah, I believe that quorum's the same for all action that we take.
50% of members here or 50% of all members?
50 members in total.
50 members total for the bylaws.
That is correct.
Other questions? Fred?
Fred Sealing, 324 Sycamore. There are other provisions in our bylaws that state that the terms of the elected members are a certain length in time. Does that provision not need to be modified also? This is a one-time provision for this, but there's no mention of the length of the term issue.
If I may, again, having served on the bylaws committee, Fred, we changed the term from April 1 to November 1 for all officers and trustees who were elected, except for 3. And that would be the president and the 2 trustees who serve as our representatives to the association, the board. And as Lynn mentioned, the reason we did that was that because the association board onboards its new members April 1, we just wanted to get in step with them.
Larry Kissabeth, 526 Sycamore Street. My comments are not to be personal, but they're procedural. I, many years ago, helped write the bylaws, not the bylaws, the mission statement for this organization, and that mission statement was listen, preserve, organize, advance. Nowhere in our statement does it say anything about governing. I've spent the last 2 years on the bylaws committee with Ron. I was the scribe. I took all the notes, did all the red line versions, put all the amendments in, got it back. I did everything but the last one that I have in my hand here. The topic under consideration is when do officers take office, new officers. In our committee work, we originally had all the officers taking place April 1st. which is the start of a fiscal year. It also matched the association board. Through our committee work, which at many times was combative and contentious, we moved all the positions to November 1st, as that says. We also didn't agree on that. We said that more LPOA members that belong or are going to the association board should be April 1st because they go through an orientation. There's a lot of process that they do to start the fiscal year April 1st. So when the final measure was written, which you have online, it's not in the LPOA book because that went to print before the new bylaws came out. But the new bylaws state that officers for the LPOA take office November 1st, except for the representatives to the association board and the president of the association board. Now, that's in our bylaws. That is what we passed in May of this year. To me, this is a backdoor move to supersede the bylaws that all of you voted on. I have concerns. 4 years ago, we lost the president of this organization because a survey went out that was not approved by the LPOA. On our committee, we lost a very talented person. I won't tell you whether she's male or female because this is not personal. We had a very talented female who writes bylaws that gave up with our group. So this is enough of this. The vice president of this organization was the chairman of that bylaw committee. When we finally got done, he said, "I'm done with this group." This last week, we lost the sergeant of arms from this organization. To me, that's an issue. Lakeside is a people group. I said this is not personal because I love Lakeside and I love you. But there's something going on that stinks. And I'm going to leave this with you. I was a high school principal. And when I had closed my announcements every morning, I said, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Because I don't know what my kids came to school with. I don't know if they had breakfast. I don't know if they yelled at mom or mom yelled at them. And I don't know if they knew who their dad was. But I wanted to tell them the day was up to them. It was their choice to make. Now this group has a choice for us today. We can follow the bylaws that we passed in May or not. The choice is ours.
Thank you. Jerry?
And I'm not going to argue with anybody.
No, me either. Me either. I want to introduce a different perspective. I respect Larry immensely, and I appreciate his comments. I'm Jerry Liebarger. I'm secretary of the organization. I was also a member of the bylaws committee. And as I presented to you in May, I said they were difficult conversations, and there were. I come from a corporate background where healthy debate is encouraged. There was a great amount of healthy debate in that committee, and I fully openly say that, and I admit that. In some eyes of some people, it may have been contentious. I'm not sure your words. I don't want to speak for you. I personally thought it was timely, and it was deserved, because while I understand the mission, I also think we would have a better Lakeside if property owners felt advocated for. Now, the word in our bylaws is actually advance the interest. My personal opinion, that doesn't mean advance above, okay, what's in the benefit of Lakeside. It simply means putting forth property owner ideas, and there's nothing wrong with that. We are an important part of Lakeside. So when we talk about the purpose of the LPOA, I would encourage us to really look at the bylaws and less about a mission statement. Now, no offense, again, this is not personal, But that was a prior board's mission statement. This is a new board. Okay, we deserve to have our own mission statement and the opportunity to create it. So I would ask you to think about that when you vote. I would also ask you to consider, this idea was initiated by Mary Ann, who I believe had good intentions, and it was discussed by the entire committee at length. And our recommendation was so that we can do some additional planning for 2027. It just makes sense when 9 out of the 10 people are turning over to have a new president. So I offer that as a perspective when you vote. And I thank you for attending today and helping us through this.
All right, Steve?
Hi, Steve Bruno, 560 Jasmine. I was just wondering, when you said something there, is the mission the organization's mission or the board's mission? Because you said the old board had a mission and we deserve to do a new mission. Well, still, I'm a member of the LPOA. I'm just wondering, is the LPOA's mission the board's mission, or is it the organization's mission?
Steve, I can clarify that for you. The LPOA membership voted to approve that mission statement.
George McCormick, 171 Laurel. I call the question.
Okay, now I'm at a loss. Well, we're not done discussing. Can't cut off discussion? Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Dave Blank, 157 Lynn. I'm interested in what issues I'm going to say the new board members and such want to pursue with a new president that they don't think they can pursue with the existing president.
I do want to just clarify something. The discussion of this idea for this motion was introduced to the LPOA board by Mary Ann, and her words were, I think we should consider if it's in the best interest of the LPOA if we have the new president take office at the same time as the rest of the LPOA board. And I think it was Jerry, and I'm just going to call you out, Jerry, who said, wow, that's a really classy thing. Mary Ann puts the LPOA, the best interests of the LPOA first, not her own, not anyone else's, but what is best for the LPOA. So what I hope you would think about is this. If you were in the position of being elected as president of the LPOA today, you're excited, right? You want to get going, you want to get started, but you're not going to get started until April. Is that what you would want to do? Is that what you think would be in the best interests of everyone in our organization? It's really a simple thing. It's not really a procedural thing, it's what's best for all of us. I'm leaving this board in November. This is my debut and my swan song. And I didn't know it was going to be like this when I got here this morning.
Okay.
May I raise a point of order, please? May I raise a point of order, please? George has made a motion to close debate. He's not made a motion to accept or reject the proposal. He's made a proposal that is not debatable. We have to vote on George's motion on whether or not to close discussion. If the motion is defeated, we'll continue the discussion. If the motion is adopted, we will then proceed with the discussion, with the voting on the adoption or rejection of the proposal.
Okay, another lawyer. Ron? That's right?
Yes, you can call for a hand vote.
To suspend the discussion?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. Are you in agreement with Ron, Bob, that we can call for a hand vote to suspend the discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We have lots of seconds. There's a second over here from Jim Haskins. Okay. So let's do that, I guess. All of those in favor for suspending discussion, raise your hand. Do we need to count this? I don't think so. Okay, we're suspending discussion. I have to say how many? Oh, that's true. Okay, how many don't? Thank you. I think the ayes have it. Okay, so we're going to suspend discussion. Okay? It's a two-thirds vote, yeah. Okay. Okay, how many, raise your hand if you support the motion that Sally made, the one that's on the board. We have ballots. And I will say, I told you this was my debut, right? Okay, so there are some green ballots already in the ballot box, but they're not counted. And if this does not pass, they won't be counted, is my understanding. Do you all agree? You all agree? If you do not support this motion, just vote.
Discussion has been ended, so people can
Vote.
vote.
Okay. Discussion has been ended, so you may vote. You have a green ballot, some of you. Some of you have put that ballot in already because you've made up your mind. We're not going to count this if it doesn't pass, right? So. Pardon? Raise your. Okay, we're coming around with a ballot box, right? You want to take this aisle? If there are any more green ballots?
Yeah, we collected.
Okay,
I think that's it.
okay.
Motion was back. Well, they had that option. Cash?
Oh,
Fair cash?
The election, should we clarify that to people?
you want to clarify something?
Wondering how long.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There, it's on again.
Okay, sorry. Okay, it's okay now. Okay, so next on my script is what happens next. I hope this is what happens next. Following today's meeting, I've asked another LPOA member who is not a member of leadership to help me tally the votes. I will then notify Mary Ann Kelmer, and she will notify all members via MailChimp before the end of the day. Okay? Any more green ballots? Here comes another one. Okay. Okay, if you came late and you want to register to vote, you'll have to wait until the end of the meeting, and I'll be happy to help you with that. That part I can do. Okay, I want to thank the LPOA members who helped with registration this morning. And I also want to thank members of the leadership team for their assistance, more than I anticipated. And this also includes Carol Robertson, whom I replaced this morning, as Larry said. The only other thing I want to add is the executive, oh boy, I'm going to say this anyway. The only other thing I want to add is the executive committee welcomes your comments and suggestions about this year's process. And you can do that on the LPO website. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Woo.
We now celebrate a really important part of Lakeside and its heritage by inviting Chuck Baker from the HP Historic Preservation and Design Review Board to come and present their annual HP and DRB awards. Frank, welcome. Frank, I know you're not Frank. I think I see, is Frank here? Frank, will you stand, please? This is Frank Baker. This is Chuck Baker. Sorry about that, Chuck.
Oh, we're up to our knees in Bakers here, I know that for sure. Thank you. Before we award this year's Preservation Awards, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Historic Preservation and Design Review Board and why we do what we do. Lakeside's history is evident in the bricks and mortar and wood that make up what we see as we walk around Lakeside. A visitor who has never seen or heard about our homes, cottages, hotels, storefronts, auditoriums, and recreational facilities would learn something about how Lakeside has come to be from the structures themselves. And I'm going to put a long quote in here, but I think it's pretty important. This is from section 3.1 of Title III, Historic Preservation and Design Review. However static a neighborhood, street, or whole community may seem to be, change is forever underway. Obviously, a new building rising is a change visible to all. But a myriad of little subtractions and additions continues as building occupants fill in porches, lop off wood brackets, take out original windows for new ones of a different size and shape, add on lean-tos, and remove board and batten siding for horizontal vinyl. Corner boards vanish, original wood railings are replaced by aluminum or vinyl. Shutters fall away and carports appear over a weekend. The natural tendency for building materials to decay confronts owners with difficult decisions of replacement, restoration, or substitution. There are also the decisions produced by the changing tastes of time and of new ownership faced with the care and maintenance of a building. What was revered by one is ignored by another. But here's the key part of the quote. Change is, therefore, persistent, and when largely unrestricted, results often in the erosion of original architectural quality of a neighborhood or community. It benefits everyone when change is objectively considered before it is put in place. There may well be other options less diminishing to the property and its neighbors, end quote. The HPDRB has and continues to play a key role in keeping that history alive for the next generations. We take historic preservation and design review seriously, and while applying the association's rules, we constantly strive to expedite the process as much as possible. We rely not only on our board, but also the Lakeside Development Administrator, Lisa Hogue. I would like to recognize the board members and have them stand if in attendance. Tom Hilt, I know he's not here, Ron Jacobs, Skip Hebert, Rich Parker, our advisory member, Isabel Hamilton, and our Lakeside Development Administrator, Lisa Hogue. I publicly thank that board. They do great work. Okay, next slide. Now on to the reason why I'm here. Lakesiders love to improve their properties. It's a great thing. And this year was no different. The HPDRB has the opportunity to recognize completed projects from different viewpoints. We would like to single out 5 projects that we felt really captured the look and feel of Lakeside. After I talk about your project, I'd like the owners or representatives please come forward and get a handshake from me. All the certificates will be mailed to you later. Yard signs were installed yesterday, so we encourage you to walk by and take a look. Next year, there will be a new award in recognition of Dale Noble's 6 years of service to the HPDRB. Okay, next slide. Our first award is a landscaping award for the Lakeside Heritage Museum at 238 Walnut, where they removed the asphalt across the front of the museum and replaced it with permeable pavers and grass. The changes improved drainage, met the rules, and the entrance to the museum is more aesthetically pleasing. Is Al Holland gonna, there he is. Good, thank you very much, appreciate it. Okay, next slide. The next award is also a landscaping award at the 2nd Street West Gate. This was an Eagle Scout project with community support, lots of community support. It was a joint effort to revitalize and beautify the 2nd Street West Gate entrance. The chain link walking and swinging gates were replaced, as well as a fence aligning an adjoining neighbor. 2 trees embedded in the fence and concrete posts were removed. Low maintenance perennials and landscaping was installed. Many property owners and business owners provided donations and or backbreaking work to ensure this happened. A historic post from Pauline's Restaurant was retained. This was Nicholas Hall's Eagle Scout project. Our next award was a renovation award at 136 Jasmine. Carol, Phil, and Karen Stahl replaced the front facade. Renovations included adding a sunroom, balcony, and golf cart storage. An elevator was also added for accessibility, which was incorporated into the design and is not noticeable. While this is not a contributor to the historic district, significant changes were made to transform the structure to have a lakeside cottage look. The thoughtful design changes have improved the streetscape of this neighborhood. That's for the stalls. Next slide. The next award is also a renovation award at 623 Sycamore. Billy and Misty Baker. I told you we were up to our knees in Bakers today. Renovated this A-frame by replacing a side deck with an addition and the use of hardy board siding and composite materials. This is a modern home that is not a contributor to the historic district, but valuable living space was added. The windows on the facade are more pleasing. There is no open porch, but there is a second floor balcony to encourage interaction with the community. This design, again, significantly improves the streetscape in the neighborhood. Is Karen here? Is Karen? Our final award is the Ron Leffler Award for Preservation and Maintenance using Original Materials. Tom and Kim Linger own 236 Jasmine, and their award is for preserving their 1890s Dutch colonial revival cottage. They repaired and replaced areas of the original wood siding, scraped and painted to maintain its historic look, and it looks great. Congratulations. That's for Tom and Kim. Okay. The HPDRB extends its gratitude to all homeowners for their sensitive renovations, construction, and landscaping projects, whether they won an award or not. Also, watch for an article in an upcoming Lakesider about all the awards. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Chuck, for that presentation. Thank you for allowing us to celebrate with all of Lakeside these wonderful awards. Thank you for your service on the HPDRB and all of the HPDRB board members. It's not an easy job that you do, but it's an important job. Thank you very much. Now we have, back to LPOA business, we have a quiet season, as you know. We have a social committee and a quiet season who is part of that social committee to help neighbors stay together and get to know each other better in what Lakeside calls the off-season. We call it the quiet season. And here to present the quiet season activities for this coming fall and winter and early spring is Stephanie Thompson, the chair of the social committee. Thank you.
I just wanted to welcome everybody, and if you don't know about our quiet season, Beth's going to be putting up a slideshow there of what our monthly activities are. So if you are here in the off season, in the quiet season, and you want to come to an activity, you can check multiple places to find that schedule. There's a lot going on. Pretty much every day of the week, there's one opportunity to be with your neighbors, to be with your community. Lakeside isn't just about board meetings or buildings, it's about the community, and that community only gets stronger when we know each other and we're involved in each other's lives. So I would encourage everyone to try and come to a meeting, and this is just our September calendar. That's a draft. There's been a few changes. We're always looking for new ideas. If there's something that you could suggest that we start for next year, we've already pretty much got the calendar through till May 21st. Copies will be available in, oh, here's our book discussions. Those books are already there, and copies of those books are already available at the bookstore and most of your local libraries. And this is how you're going to find your calendars. We will have printed copies in the box outside the administration office, but this will be on the LPOA website, so you can find everything on the calendar. It'll be quiet season activities. You're just going to scroll down and find it there. You can always ask a neighbor and a friend, and if you come to these activities and you know that your neighbors are here and don't know about the activities, please feel free to invite them along. This is also going to be a Facebook page that's going to be LPOA. I think it's already up. It's up. We're going to be posting it on here, and it'll also be on Lakeside 365. So if there's any changes for our locations of our lunches out or a potluck date change or anything like that, that's where you will be able to find it. So it's multiple places. And there will also be a calendar. It's posted outside of Poolside once that season is done at Poolside after Labor Day. There will be copies of that calendar. So if you're taking a walk, you're here for just a couple of days in the fall season, please walk by Poolside and see what might be coming up later in that week. Thank you. Okay.
Where do you want to go? Do you want to go back to finance now?
Thank you, Stephanie, for heading up that big job. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people, a lot of people volunteering to head a particular activity. So there's a lot of organization. Along these lines, I want to thank Lakeside and also Eric, our Lakeside caterer, for being gracious and providing the Poolside location to the LPOA for free. So we appreciate all that Lakeside does to support the work of the LPOA. One thing we missed earlier, thank you, Beth, for calling it out to me, is the Finance Committee report. So Karen, it's your turn. This is our treasurer, Karen Mader.
I just have a couple things. First of all, not much activity going on. We have a current balance of the checking account and money market account of roughly $32,996. I have transferred some more money into the money market this week just to earn a little bit more interest. But we do have some unknown costs related to our LPOA website continued development. So just keeping a little balance in there. Also, we want everybody to start thinking about projects to donate to. We usually decide this in October. So if you have any suggestions, if you could just email that, that's lakesideohpoa@gmail.com. That would be great. And I believe we have around 12,000 to donate this year. I continue to encourage everybody to use the website for your membership dues. It's a great system. It's a Stripe payment system, and it works really well. So that's it for me.
If you don't remember the LPOA email address, you can go to the website. Up at the top menu, it'll say contact us, and it takes you to the very same place. So, next business is community relations. Ron, welcome back to the podium. How many steps have you logged this morning?
I'm Ron Yankee, Chair of the Community Relations Committee, and I would like to report on 3 subjects that were presented at our last meeting, discussed there, and which comments have been received and can still be submitted to the appropriate persons. I'm not going to repeat the presentation today to describe the subjects in any detail, nor am I seeking a discussion today. The first subject was e-bikes. The Lakeside Association Board yesterday received from its Municipal Services Committee a first reading of a draft rule restricting the use of e-bikes. Comments were offered by board members as well as by the public during the public comment section. The rule has been returned to the Municipal Services Committee of the board, and all concerns should be addressed to that committee. After a rule is passed, the Lakeside administration will have a series of community education forums. The second subject is gate passes. Also yesterday at the association board, the Finance Committee reported that it had received comments on gate passes and would be reviewing the gate pass prices and will continue to accept comments. A variety of options will be considered by the board and the administration during the budgeting process this fall. The third subject is the spectrum proposal for Wi-Fi. The administration has received comments on the spectrum proposal and feedback from stakeholders within Lakeside. At this time, the administration does not have sufficient support from the community or the executive committee of the board to move forward with additional investigation, but the proposal is still on the table and the process is ongoing for making a decision. Thank you.
Okay, checking the time. Wow. We're just at 1 hour. I think that's a record. I have no new business. Brett has the membership committee. Okay, I'm going to just throw this agenda away because Beth has the official agenda, obviously. There you go, Brett. Brett is the chair of the Lpoa membership committee. Brett Johnson, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Looks like Gwen wants to.
Or I could be called Baker as well. Gretchen or Gwen?
Gwen Nichols, 208 Maple. I chair the association board, and I just wanted to offer a little bit of clarity to Ron's statement in that the spectrum conversation was held here, and you all gave the feedback that it would move forward, and we did not consider it at a board level because of the LPOA's feedback. So thank you for having that conversation here. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Gwen. I just am here to invite you to a fall picnic we're going to be hosting on September 12th at 11:30. It's a busy weekend in Lakeside. You'll probably be here anyway. It's for Lakeside property owners. So we hope you will join us at 11:30. We will be providing hot dogs and buns, condiments, beverages, and paper products. It's a picnic potluck, so we encourage you to bring something to share. You'll be receiving an opportunity to RSVP shortly so that we can know how many people to prepare for. And if you're really interested in helping to make hot dogs, just reach out to me. Thanks so much. Enjoy Lakeside today.
All right, now we go to any old business. We have a hand up here, thank you.
Hi, just a quick question. Could I ask who is in charge of the Lakeside Property Owners Directory? There's a few corrections that I've noted in that, some of them which have gone on for several editions. I'd like to help correct those.
Sure, we always love hearing from you if you have a correction. Just go to the website, the LPOA website, click on Contact Us, and let us know what the error is and what the correction is, and we're happy to do that. Also, if you are a member, you can make that correction yourself. That's one of the benefits of our website, so you can log in as a member, go into the website, make the correction. The data that's in the website is the data that appears in the directory. So you can do that either way, but you have the power. Thank you. What, can I ask your name, please?
Edward Waters of 660 Walnut.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks, Edward. Any other old business? Any new business?
Dave Blank, 157 Lynn. I'd like to extend my thanks and congratulations to the outgoing board members who I, including you and Ron and Lynn and others who I may not know of. I think you've done an outstanding job over the last several years, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks also. Vida McCrae, 176 Jasmine. It would not be a Lakeside property owners meeting if we did not raise the issue of skunks or cats. So for the first time in 40 years, I came back this spring and discovered a little mouse in the house. So I'm wondering, has there been a noticeable decline in the feral cats population? Anybody else have this issue? And the skunks also seem to be less visible.
You know, Vida, your neighbors, Bruce and Shelley, also had a mouse in their cottage. So we seem to have a lack of feral cats at the corner of Kenton Row, 2nd and Jasmine. I can't speak to that. I'm not a cat feeder. So if anybody else wants to chime in about the feral cat or the feral skunk population, now's the time to do it. Is there any other new business? All right, there being no new business, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn this happy meeting. I have a motion from Terry. Do I hear a second? All in favor of adjourning this meeting? Opposed? Thank you.